We had a good morning practice for a two-day, and we had some guys flying around making plays. Had some young players step up and do some good things today. They are improving on what they know and how to do it, and we're going to need that because, like I've always mentioned, we need depth. So the young players have to be in position to fill a hole if somebody is bummed or if somebody needs a break, and that's what we're trying to work to do.
Mark said that Eli Brown has kind of come to you guys. You have a need. He came to you guys willing to not redshirt and play. What do you see there in him?
Eli has already gained a bunch of weight since he's been here. So, there was concern out of high school that, he may need to redshirt and put the pounds on. And over the summer, I think he gained 12, maybe 15 pounds in 2 or 3 months. So he was able to put it on pretty quick. And he is extremely athletic, has great instincts. He's a physical player. He loves to play the game. And he's going to have a bright future here, and I'm looking forward to working with him even more.
How comfortable is Khalid Anderson now? I mean, he's played a lot of football here, obviously, and with Ryan out, some additional reps.
Khalid's a veteran player. Khalid knows where to go. Khalid knows all the checks. Khalid knows all the alignments. And I'd say one thing that he's done a good job of improving from last year is he's put some weight on too. Khalid's up to about 240 pounds, so I think he'll be more physical in the run game, be a more solid tackler, and on taking on blocks too.
There's a lot of talk, it seems like in NFL camp, especially when you get into dog days of training camps, about fights, guys getting into fights on the field or whatever, and whether coaches like that or not. Has there been much of that here? And is that something, as long as it doesn't get out of control, kind of show some energy and spirit with the team, or is it something you don't tolerate?
There hasn't been any more of that here than anywhere else that I've been. And for the most part, we don't want the players to fight, and we try to break it up as quick as we can. The worst thing you can do is have somebody get hurt in a fight. They throw a punch and break their hand, and then they're out for the season. So you want to try to prevent that.
Mention those young players. There's been a lot of talk about Chris Westry moving into maybe a starting corner spot, and Mark Stoops just mentioned Derek Beatty had a nice interception today. What are you seeing from those young guys at corner and how they're pushing maybe those veteran players too?
Those young guys are very talented. Chris Westry's big and fast, and Derek's good size too and has good size speed as well. So they're able to use their size and their speed to put them in position to make plays. And I think that those guys, are getting better every day, and they're learning the defense and they're learning the techniques, and they're both doing some good things.
Coach Stoops said some of the young guys who stepped up today making plays, we've already talked about Eli Brown. Anybody else that comes from that?
I think that Chris Westry, like you mentioned, is a young player on defense that I've seen a lot of really good things in, and like I mentioned, has a lot of talent and has a very bright future.
What's the next step for your redshirt freshman linebackers, Nico and then Dorian, to get some more playing time in this month?
The redshirt freshmen, in a lot of ways, aren't much different than the true freshmen in the fact that they spent most of the season last year on the scout team. So their first real exposure to our defense was in the spring. So just like the true freshmen, they've got to understand the defense, and they got to understand where they fit into it, and they've got to be able to make the checks and react fast within their responsibilities. I think you have to have confidence. You can't play this game without being confident. It's a physical and fast game, and if you're hesitant, then you're in for a long day. So we encourage confidence, and in order for the players to have confidence, they have to be sure in what they're doing, and they have to have success, And I think when they start seeing that in practice, then they start feeling that, and they start taking that into the game.
How's the competition, the D linemen been going? Those guys seem to be pushing each other pretty hard too.
Yes, they are. I think I have been very pleased with Courtney Miggins. He's a good player, and he has a lot of talent, and he's worked extremely hard, and he has the right mindset and mentality to play. Reggie Mint has matured, and he's more of a veteran player now. Melvin Lewis was good last year, and I think he's even better this year. So I think that you know, and some others. You know, Farrington has stepped up and taken the role as a starter. You know, he's been backing up to Darius the last couple of years, and so now he's in position to be a playmaker, and I've seen some really good things from him as well.
It's a guy you think that can help you right away?
Yes, I do.
Since he didn't get here late, has he acclimated pretty quickly?
He has. Mickens stayed in shape throughout the summer, and then, you know, like I mentioned before, certain positions sometimes aren't as hard to learn in theory. Now they're really hard in application. Yeah, they may be hard to do, but they're not necessarily as hard to learn.
But Mickens is a surprise. Y'all got him last year. I mean, I won't say it's a total surprise, but I mean, I recall Coach Mark been on a radio show. And while he was on the show, somebody handed him a sheet and said Mickens just committed. He thought he was going to Mississippi State.
Well, Coach Marr should have asked me.
Okay. Touché.
What did you like about him when you recruited him?
Courtney Miggins was a guy that had size and speed and athleticism and length, and that's what we like about him.
Did you think he was going to be able to be kind of a multiple technique guy when you recruited him?
We did. We thought he could be a 3 technique or a 5 technique. Yeah, we thought he could be either one.
Has he been showing that?
He has. Yep, we've played in it both. We have.
DJ, how often did Josh Forrest come to you in those first 2 years when he was learning that position? Just sort of, he said he would go to you off the field, just sort of exasperated, trying to get help. And
Right.
how often did he come to you, and what were some of the things that maybe you guys talked about to try to keep him motivated and positive?
Right. Well, you know, with Josh, there was the learning curve of playing on the other side of the ball. So on top of teaching him a new position, it was a whole different perspective of the game, you know. So I had to teach him that, and then from there we had to go over, you know, we had to just start from day one like he was a freshman linebacker and teach him all the basics of linebacker play and then build from there. And the good thing now is I see him coaching the freshmen. I'm like, wow, you know, you knew that, you know what I mean? and that's been encouraging.
How hard is it, I mean, of all the positions on the defense, I mean, to stick a guy fresh like that into that middle linebacker spot?
It's tough. It's tough. And Josh, I thought, considering the circumstances, he played well. He got in position to make a lot of plays. You know, he wasn't perfect, but he made a lot of plays last year by getting himself in position. And I expect him to grow and even be better this year.
He said he got up to 255 over the summer and felt maybe he wasn't as explosive as he wanted to be, so he dropped back down a little. Is he at a weight now where you feel like he's going to be most effective?
Yes. Yes, I am. Yep.
What's the latest on Flanagan?
He's still banged up, but, you know, we haven't heard anything serious, just, you know, keeping him out. So.
Noticed Kobe Walker was back yesterday. What does he get to kind of do to jumpstart and get him back in to make up for time lost?
Well, Kobe's, you know, still nursing an injury, so we'll see how that goes.
Everybody good?